GAAP net income of 85 cents per share and adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings of 85 cents per share for the third quarter of 2017. Narrowing guidance range for full year 2017 adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings from $2.50, $2.80 per share to $2.55, $2.75 per share, including the 9-cent impact from delays to the Illinois Zero Emission Credit (ZEC) contract signing from December 2017 to January 2018. Announcing another $250 million of cost reductions with full run rate savings to be achieved in 2020. New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, NJBPU, approval of ACE's $43 million settlement for its electric distribution rate case. Maryland Public Service Commission, MDPSC, order issued granting Pepco Maryland a $32 million increase for its electric distribution rate case. Record third-quarter production for Exelon Nuclear, and fewer refueling outage days compared with a year ago. Exelon Corporation third-quarter review. Exelon Corporation third-quarter review. Exelon Corporation third-quarter review. November 2, 2017, 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Chicago, Business Wire, Exelon Corporation, New York Stock Exchange, EXC, today reported its financial results for the third quarter 2017. A strong quarter, led by our utilities providing first-quartile reliability, safety and customer satisfaction. Tweet Gross. Exelon delivered a strong third quarter, led by our utilities that are performing ahead of plan for the year, while providing first-quartile reliability, customer satisfaction, and safety across most metrics, said Christopher M. Crane, Exelon's president and CEO. We are encouraged by the U.S. Department of Energy's recent support for proposed market reforms that would help preserve reliable, emissions-free nuclear energy for the benefit of our customers, environment, and communities. We see an important first step coming through potential changes in energy price formation which could be implemented in PJM by mid-year 2018. Our company's commitment to advancing clean energy and sustainability remains a strategic priority, as was recognized by our inclusion on the Dow Jones Sustainability Index for the 12th consecutive year. In the third quarter of 2017, Exelon delivered solid financial performance with adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings of 85 cents per share, which is at the midpoint of our guidance range, said Jonathan W. Thayer, Exelon's Senior Executive Vice President and CFO. Exelon is narrowing the full-year 2017 guidance from $2.50, $2.80 to $2.55, $2.75 per share as our utilities perform better than planned, absorbing the impact of delays in recognition of Illinois ZEC revenues until 2018. We also continued to execute against a disciplined management plan that is focused on strengthening and optimizing our operations. We are now targeting another $250 million of annual cost savings by 2020, bringing total annual run rate savings to over $700 million from initiatives identified since 2015. Third quarter 2017. Exelon's GAAP net income for the third quarter 2017 increased to 85 cents per share from 53 cents per share in the third quarter of 2016. Adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings decreased to 85 cents per share in the third quarter of 2017 from 91 cents per share in the third quarter of 2016. For the reconciliations of GAAP net income to adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings, refer to the tables beginning on page 7. Adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings in the third quarter of 2017 reflect the impacts of lower load volumes delivered at generation due to mild weather, lower realized energy prices related to Exelon's ratable hedging strategy, and unfavorable weather conditions at the utilities, partially offset by higher utility earnings due to regulatory rate increases, ZEC revenue related to the New York Clean Energy Standard, CES, and increased capacity prices. Operating company RESULTS 1. Comd. CUM's third quarter 2017 GAAP net income was $189 million compared with $37 million in the third quarter of 2016. CUM's adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings were $186 million for the third quarter 2017 and the third quarter 2016, primarily reflecting higher electric distribution and transmission formula rate earnings, offset by favorable weather conditions in 2016. Pursuant to the Illinois Future Energy Jobs Act, beginning in 2017, customer rates for CUM are adjusted to eliminate the favorable and unfavorable impacts of weather and customer usage patterns on distribution volumes. Pepco's third quarter 2017 GAAP net income was $112 million compared with $122 million in the third quarter of 2016. Pepco's adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings for the third quarter 2017 were $114 million compared with $123 million in the third quarter of 2016, primarily due to unfavorable weather conditions, partially offset by the impacts of higher income tax repairs deduction. Cooling degree days were down 23.2% relative to the same period in 2016 and were 7.2% above normal. Total retail electric deliveries were down 8.2% compared with the third quarter of 2016. Natural gas deliveries, including both retail and transportation segments, in the third quarter of 2017 were down 10.6% compared with the same period in 2016. BGE's third quarter 2017 GAAP net income was $62 million compared with $54 million in the third quarter of 2016. BGE's adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings for the third quarter 2017 were $64 million compared with $55 million in the third quarter of 2016, primarily due to regulatory rate increases. Due to revenue decoupling, BGE is not affected by actual weather or customer usage patterns. FI's third quarter 2017 GAAP net income was $153 million compared with $166 million in the third quarter of 2016. FI's adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings for the third quarter 2017 were $146 million compared with $130 million in the third quarter of 2016, primarily due to regulatory rate increases in 2016 and 2017. Due to revenue decoupling, FI's revenues related to Pepco and DPL Maryland are not affected by actual weather or customer usage patterns. Exelon's 5 business units include CUM, which consists of electricity transmission and distribution operations in northern Illinois, Pepco, which consists of electricity transmission and distribution operations and retail natural gas distribution operations in southeastern Pennsylvania, BGE, which consists of electricity transmission and distribution operations and retail natural gas distribution operations in central Maryland, FI, which consists of electricity transmission and distribution operations in the District of Columbia and portions of Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey and retail natural gas distribution operations in northern Delaware, and generation, which consists of owned and contracted electric generating facilities and wholesale and retail customer supply of electric and natural gas products and services, including renewable energy products and risk management services. Generation's third quarter 2017 GAAP net income was $305 million compared with $236 million in the third quarter of 2016. Generation's adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings for the third quarter 2017 were $347 million compared with $376 million in the third quarter of 2016, primarily reflecting the impacts of lower load volumes delivered due to mild weather and lower realized energy prices related to Exelon's ratable hedging strategy, partially offset by ZEC revenue related to the New York CES and increased capacity prices. The proportion of expected generation hedged as of September 30, 2017 was 98.0% to 101.0% for 2017, 79.0% to 82.0% for 2018 and 45.0% to 48.0% for 2019. Third quarter and recent highlights. ACE New Jersey Electric Distribution Rate Case. On September 22, 2017, the NJBPU approved ACE's filed settlement for its pending electric distribution rate case, which provides for an increase in ACE annual electric distribution base rates of $43 million before New Jersey sales and use tax, reflecting a ROE of 9.6%. Pursuant to the settlement agreement, ACE agreed to withdraw its request for approval of a system renewal recovery charge without prejudice to its right to refile. The new rates were effective on October 1, 2017. Pepco Maryland Electric Distribution Rate Case. On October 20, 2017, the MDPSC approved an increase in Pepco electric distribution rates of $34 million, reflecting a ROE of 9.5%. On October 27, 2017, the MDPSC issued an errata order revising the approved increase in Pepco electric distribution rates to $32 million. The errata order corrected a number of computational errors in the original order, but did not alter any of the findings. The new rates became effective for services rendered on or after October 20, 2017. In its decision, the MDPSC denied Pepco's request regarding the income tax adjustment without prejudice to Pepco filing another similar proposal with additional information. Requests for rehearing are due November 20, 2017. DPL Delaware Electric and Natural Gas Distribution Rates Case. On August 17, 2017, DPL filed applications with the Delaware Public Service Commission, DPSC, to increase its annual electric and natural gas distribution base rates by $24 million, which was updated to $31 million on October 18, 2017, and $13 million, respectively, reflecting a requested ROE of 10.1%. DPL expects a decision in the electric proceeding and the gas proceeding in the third quarter of 2018, but cannot predict how much of the requested rate increases the DPSC will approve. While the DPSC is not required to issue a decision on the application within a specified period of time, Delaware law allows DPL to put into effect $2.5 million of the rate increase 2 months after filing the application and the entire requested rate increase 7 months after filing, subject to a cap and a refund obligation based on the final DPSC order. On October 24, 2017, the staff of the DPSC and the public advocate filed a joint motion to dismiss DPL's electric distribution base rate application without prejudice to refiling, arguing that the amount of the requested increase to $31 million required additional time to review and additional public notice. The DPSC is expected to decide at its meeting on November 9, 2017. DPL cannot predict the outcome of this matter. Updated Cost Management Program. In November 2017, Exelon announced the elimination of approximately $250 million of annual ongoing costs, primarily at generation, by 2020. This announcement is a result of Exelon's continuous focus on improving its cost profile through enhanced efficiency and productivity. These cost reductions result in a cost profile that better aligns with current market conditions. The targeted cost savings are incremental to the expected savings from previous cost management initiatives. DOE Notice of Proposed Rulemaking. On August 23, 2017, the United States Department of Energy, DOE, released its report on the reliability of the electric grid. One aspect of the wide-ranging report is the DOE's recognition that the electricity markets do not currently value the resiliency provided by baseload generation, such as nuclear plants. On September 28, 2017, the DOE issued a Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, NOPR, that would entitle certain eligible resilient generating units, i.e., those located in organized markets, with a 90-day supply of fuel on site, not already subject to state cost of service regulation and satisfying certain other requirements to recover fully allocated costs and earn a fair return on equity on their investment. On October 2, 2017, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, issued a notice inviting comments regarding the DOE NOPR within 21 days and established a new docket wherein the FERC will consider the matter. On October 23, 2017, Exelon filed comments with the FERC, supporting the goals of the NOPR and urging the agency to take swift action to protect customers from power supply interruptions and ensure resiliency in a way that appropriately balances the value and cost to customers. Exelon cannot predict the final outcome of the proceeding or its potential impact, if any, on Exelon or generation. Delay in Illinois ZEC revenue recognition. On October 27, 2017, the Illinois Power Agency, IPA, released the schedule for the ZEC procurement event indicating that contracts with zero-emission facilities will be fully executed on January 30, 2018. It was anticipated that the procurement event and the execution of contracts with winning ZEC suppliers would occur in December 2017, and therefore Exelon would begin to recognize expected Illinois ZEC revenue retroactive to June 1, 2017, in the fourth quarter 2017. Exelon now expects to recognize Illinois ZEC revenue in the first quarter of 2018, effectively shifting 9 cents of EPS from 2017 into 2018. The delayed timing will have no impact on the amount of ZEC revenue. Nuclear operations. Generation's nuclear fleet, including its owned output from the Salem Generating Station and 100% of the Sang units, produced 47,747 gigawatt-hours (GWHs) in the third quarter of 2017, compared with 44,709 GWHs in the third quarter of 2016. Excluding Salem, the Exelon-operated nuclear plants at ownership achieved a 96.1% capacity factor for the third quarter of 2017, compared with 96.3% for the third quarter of 2016. The number of planned refueling outage days in the third quarter of 2017 totaled 13, compared with 17 in the third quarter of 2016. There were 15 non-refueling outage days in the third quarter of 2017, compared with 0 days in the third quarter of 2016. Fossil and renewables operations. The dispatch match rate for Generation's gas and hydro fleet was 98.4% in the third quarter of 2017, compared with 97.9% in the third quarter of 2016. The reported performance does not include Wolf Hollow 2 or Colorado Bend 2, the two new combined-cycle gas turbine units that went into full commercial operation in the second quarter of 2017. Energy capture for the wind and solar fleet was 95.9% in the third quarter of 2017, compared with 95.2% in the third quarter of 2016. State of Illinois income tax rate change. On July 6, 2017, Illinois enacted Senate Bill 9, which permanently increased Illinois' total corporate income tax rate from 7.75% to 9.50% effective July 1, 2017. In addition, in the third quarter of 2017, Exelon updated its marginal state income tax rates based on 2016 state apportionment rates. As a result of these changes, Exelon Generation Income recorded a one-time increase to deferred income taxes of approximately $250 million, $20 million and $270 million, respectively, on their consolidated balance sheets in the third quarter of 2017. As income taxes are recovered through rates, each of Exelon Income recorded a corresponding regulatory asset of $272 million. Further, Exelon recorded a decrease of approximately $20 million and Generation recorded an increase of approximately $20 million, each net of federal taxes, to income tax expense in the third quarter of 2017. The income tax rate increase is not expected to have a material ongoing impact to Exelon's, Generation's or Comdr's future results of operations. Financing activities. On August 23, 2017, CUMD issued $350 million aggregate principal amount of its first mortgage 2.950% bonds, due August 15, 2027 and $650 million aggregate principal amount of its first mortgage 3.750% bonds, due August 15, 2047. CUMD used the proceeds from the bonds to refinance maturing first mortgage bonds, to repay a portion of CUMD's outstanding commercial paper obligations, and for general corporate purposes. On August 24, 2017, BGE issued $300 million aggregate principal amount of its 3.750% notes due 2047. BGE used the proceeds from the notes to redeem $250 million in principal amount of the 6.200% deferrable interest subordinated debentures due October 15, 2043 issued by BGE's affiliate BGE Capital Trust II to repay commercial paper obligations and for general corporate purposes. On September 18, 2017, Pepco issued $325 million aggregate principal amount of its first and refunding mortgage bonds, 3.700% series due September 15, 2047. Pepco used the proceeds from the bonds for general corporate purposes. GAAP adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings reconciliation. Adjusted, non-GAAP, operating earnings for the third quarter of 2017 do not include the following items, after tax, that were included in reported GAAP net income.